Hello friends and welcome to the video today. We have a January reading wrap up, which January felt like literally a year long and I still only managed to read 3 books, but that's okay. Sometimes some months are just not going to be it. We have an odd combo this time around between dark romance and historical fiction. So let's get into it. I do most of my reading on a Kindle because it saves me a shit ton of money. So if you're spending a ton of money on books, highly recommend a Kindle or some sort of e-reader. I was lucky enough to have all 5-star reads this month, so let's get into it. Book number 1 was Heartless Beloved by Lola King. This book is so dark, it's so unhinged. I'm talking, this man literally kidnaps her in the beginning with his friends to hold her ransom to get money from her dad, who is a senator, and then basically inserts himself into her life by distracting her at a gas station while his friends steal her car and then gives her a ride to campus, finds out the code to her door essentially, and is like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna come in whenever I want to now. This man is so crazy. At first, he really doesn't have many redeemable qualities, but my God, does he redeem himself? He is the definition of sweet but psycho. And the entire time throughout this book, you want her to stand up for herself so badly. Her dad is an absolute nightmare. The way that this man teaches her to love herself and stand up for herself, unmatched. I devoured this book so much. I cannot wait to read the rest of the series. So incredibly good. If you like an unhinged, crazy, possessive man, this series is it for you. The next book that we have was Sick Boys by Clarissa Wilde. The title for this book is so incredibly fitting because why would you choose one man when you have 3 gorgeous men who are willing to die for you to save your life? So this is a reverse harem bully romance. These men, crazy. Like, they are so mean at so many points during this book, but they make you fall in love anyway. This book really challenged my morals. So good. So it basically starts off, our FMC loses her sister tragically, and she decides to go to the same school to try to figure out what happened and get answers. Based on the diary that her sister leaves behind, she thinks these 3 men have something to do with it. So as she's trying to find answers from them, she starts to kind of mix some lines. This book was so insane. The plot twists were absolutely crazy. So the spice was giving, the plot was giving 5 stars. Now here's where things take a turn because this is not normally my usual stuff. I devoured this historical fiction though. I read this for a book club that I'm in with my friends. The emotional damage that this book caused me, I will never recover. I'm still thinking about it even over a week later. So it follows 2 sisters in World War II who live in France as Germany is essentially taking over. And this story is so incredibly gut-wrenching. It also has you on the edge of your seat the entire time because one of the sisters is very adamant about fighting back and getting the word out that, you know, they don't want this to keep happening. She does so much to help people, and it has you on the edge of your seat because you continuously think that she's going to get caught, and it's devastating. These 2 go through so incredibly much. This book absolutely ripped my heart out. I still don't even fully have words for it. The ending caused me so much emotional damage. I loved this book so much though. If you like historical fictions, or even if you don't, because I don't really love them, absolutely obsessed with this book, must read. Lastly, I'm currently reading Evil Boys by Clarissa Wilde. This is the 2nd book in that series. The FMC is the sister of one of the guys from the first book, Sick Boys. My God, she is such a baddie. She basically meets these other 3 guys because this is also a reverse harem romance. She meets these other 3 boys after unaliving someone. So all 4 of them essentially unalive bad men for a side hustle. essentially. This book is so good. So far, the spice has been amazing. I'm loving this, and the plot is giving the same thing as the first one did. I'm hooked. I can't wait to find out what ends up happening throughout this story, but this series is so, so good so far. So I definitely recommend this. I don't know if I'm going to give it a 5-star, but we'll see once I finish. So that is it for the January reading wrap up. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed and you read these books, or even if you're not subscribed and you've read these books, comment below which ones you liked, which ones you didn't like, and let's chat about them.